It's 8:47. You're tuned to the 8 o'clock buzz on WORT. This is Brian Standing. Well, now in its 16th year, the Wisconsin Film Festival returns to Madison screens starting on April 9th through the 16th. There's over 150 films on the docket, and choosing which films to see can be an overwhelming enterprise. So to help you pick the films that you want to see, or at least whet your appetite, this year the Film Festival will be offering sneak peek trailer screenings at several community venues. This Friday, March 20th, from 6:30 to 8 p.m., it's Madison Pinney Library's turn. Joining us now in the studio are Pinney librarian Jamie Vache. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yep.
Okay, and Wisconsin Film Festival coordinator Ben Reiser.
Reiser.
All right, thank you.
You got the hard one right. That's fine.
Thanks to both of you, and welcome to the 8 o'clock buzz. So, Jamie, let's talk a little bit about the event on March 20th. You're going to be showing just trailers of the films, is that right?
Right, so we're taking these trailers on the road and going to 10 different libraries. They're trailers of things that are going to be playing at the film festival. And then we're going to have Ben or another representative of the film festival at each event, and they can answer all your questions.
So this is just a tease. We don't get to see the actual whole movie. Huh?
Correct, but it'll give you an idea of what you want to see if you don't know yet.
So how many trailers are you going to show?
I think we have about 15, 20 trailers, and the program runs about 45 minutes, and it's really a fun thing in and of itself. Sometimes it's fun to just sit down and watch a bunch of trailers. I swear.
So, I have in mind there's that voiceover guy who does a lot of those independent things in the 90s, and he says, in a world where, are we going to hear a lot of that on the...
Unfortunately, there isn't a lot of that. I love that. There was actually a film called In a World, which was all about those voiceover artists.
Yeah. So what? I mean, the trailer editing, it's sort of an art form in itself. Tell us about some of what we might be seeing on Friday at the library.
Well, these trailers that we're showing run the gamut. Some of them are very highly edited montages that really encapsulate the whole film. Some of them are more just maybe 20 seconds, a single take from a film. And I find they're both intriguing, both those styles of trailer making. There's a lot of new ways to make trailers. People are coming up with all kinds of inventive ways that are not like a typical In a World trailer.
Well, and obviously, I mean, with events like this and with the rise of things like YouTube, I mean, that the whole idea of those short, very brief, video segments, there's all kinds of markets for those things that probably never existed before.
It's true, and then we're bringing some of that internet stuff into the film festival this year. We're showing a short film called Squirts the Talking Pink Eye, which feels like something that you would see on Adult Swim or on YouTube, but with a lot more salty language.
So, Ben, is there a focus for the Film Fest this year? I mean, in years past, you've done retrospectives or focuses on particular national cinemas. What's on tap for this year?
Well, it's really hard to settle on a single theme when you're showing over 150 films in 8 days. So we really do run the gamut, and there's something for everyone. But I would say that this year there seems to be maybe more of an emphasis than ever before on Wisconsin's own filmmaking. We have a series of films where filmmakers who are associated with our state because they live here or have lived here or the film itself takes place in our state, they submit those films to us. We watch them. We pick the best ones or the ones that we think make the most sense for the festival, and we show them. But in addition to those films, of which there are, I think, 37 this year, in the festival, we also are doing some Orson Welles stuff because it's his centennial this year, and he is a Wisconsin
native. Yeah.
So I think that
he didn't have very good things to say about Kenosha after he left, though.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Uh-oh. Oh, that Orson.
He was sort of an acerbic kind of fellow, anyway.
Yeah.
So how did you hit on the idea of a sneak peek trailer tour, and where else is this tour going?
Oh, well, we started doing this, I think, 3 years ago now, just at Pinney Library, and the patrons enjoyed it so much that we took it on the road to 4 Madison libraries last year. And then this year we got a grant from Beyond the Page, which funds humanities programming in libraries, and we're taking it to 4 Madison locations and 6 libraries across Dane County. And then we're also doing 2 special children's events. One of them is today at 3 p.m. at the Central Library, and those are going to feature actual short films made just for children and some children's activities related to the films. And the second one of those will be on Friday, April 3rd at the Goodman South Madison Library.
That's true, and that's another new component this year for the festival. We have a series called Big Screens, Little Folks, where we are programming some cinema for children. We have 2 shorts programs and a couple of feature films as well. And that's true that the library, the sneak preview events for the children at the library will actually be short films, not trailers. So that's fun.
And you mentioned the Wisconsin's own segment of the film festival. Are some of those being featured in the trailers that you're going to be screening?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, we're also going to be doing a Penny Mini Film Festival, and that'll be on Friday, March 27th, and that features 3 films that played last year at the Wisconsin Film Festival in the Wisconsin Zone category, one of which won a Golden Badger Award.
Which films are those?
So Before You, The Round Barns of Vernon County, and Mazomani.
Oh, and what are they about? Do you know?
Well, Before You was one of our Golden Badger winners last year. It's a sort of a lyrical ode to a newborn baby that was made by that baby's father.
Okay.
And he's a filmmaker, Michael Volman, who is back in the festival this year with a film called The 414s, which is about a group, maybe the original teenage hackers in the Milwaukee
Based
area.
in Milwaukee,
yeah,
I would
exactly.
assume. So because of the area.
Exactly. And The Round Barns of Vernon County is a really interesting short documentary we showed last year about these round barns that were built in Vernon County and the origin of those very unique round barns.
I understand that they're round so that grain doesn't accumulate in the corners and spoil.
Yes, that's true. But the story behind who built these barns and what they mean to people these days is really, really fascinating.
And Mazomani? What can you tell us about that?
I never got to see Mazomani. Have you, Jamie?
I have seen it. It's a really interesting. There's no dialogue, but you do hear some of nature, and it's a gentleman canoeing down the Wisconsin River and stopping on the side of the river, and seems to be reflecting.
Okay, so it's it's a pastoral sort of travel log.
It is, yeah.
Will. And a really lovely part of the state, by
It's
the way,
beautiful,
too.
yeah.
It doesn't cruise by the nude beach by any chance, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so it's family friendly.
It is family friendly.
All right.
Sure.
So now Penny is sort of like carved out a little niche for itself as being sort of the kind of a film center on its own. You've done a number of film screenings there in the past in your community room. Do you have some other events coming up that are film related?
Sure. Well, we do a film the first Friday of every month. So look for that every first Friday. We also do Saturday matinees for kids, usually once every other month. And we occasionally have random series, like we just had a nominee night series in March where we showed a number of pictures that were nominated for a lot of awards. So,
Ben, what are the don't miss films in the film festival this year? Do you have a couple of favorites that you want to highlight?
It's so hard for me to say, although we have a lot of we're doing a full weekend at the Capitol Theater at the Overture Center this year, and that's such a beautiful place to see a movie.
That's what it was designed for originally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, among other things, we have a program of new animated shorts called Worlds of Tomorrow, and that just looks spectacular to me. There's a new Kurt Cobain documentary using all kinds of personal video footage that he shot over the years. And some amazing documentaries, including one about Greenpeace and the origins of Greenpeace called How to Change the World. And then a wonderful documentary that we're showing later on in the week at Sundance. This is a Wisconsin's own feature film, and it's called Clarence, and it's about a World War II veteran who goes back to college to finish his degree 50 years after he started.
Huh.
And he's an amazing character, a real-life person, and you spend 80 or 90 minutes with him, and you just want to spend another 3 hours with him if you can.
Now, in the past, I know the film festival has featured a lot of international films. Is there an international contingent in the lineup this year?
Yes, or as people say to me, do you have those subtitled movies? Yeah, we have tons of international films. Our printed film guide is all around town, hopefully now, including here at WORT. People can swing by and grab one. And we have our film guide online, too, at 2015.wifilmfest.org. And you can it's a fun, maybe spend an afternoon reading our film guide. We take a lot of time and care writing descriptions of these films to entice you to come see them.
Now, what percentage of the films in the film festival already have distribution, and how many of them are sort of looking to make it big?
Well, I don't have the exact figures, but I would say there's a healthy mix of films that have already picked up distribution and will be available in some format. I do want to say that I think for the vast majority of the films that we show, this could easily be your only opportunity to see them in a theater on screen in Madison. So many films these days go direct to video, that you wind up on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon. But there's something so wonderful about the film festival and being able to go out to the movies and be part of a crowd of people who are as excited as you are to see something that few people have seen before and few people may ever get to see again in a theater.
All right. Well, we've been speaking with Penny Branch librarian Jamie Vache and Wisconsin Film Festival coordinator Ben Reiser. Thank you both for joining us.